If you are watching this right now, understand one thing very clearly: this is not a coincidence. You didn't randomly find this message. Something inside you was searching for answers, for clarity, for peace, and that is why this video appeared in your life at this exact moment. Because somewhere, someone feels that they are slowly losing you, and that realization is about to change everything. You may not see it yet. You may not hear it in their words. You may not feel it in their actions. But deep inside their heart, something has shifted. A quiet fear has started to grow. A fear they never expected to feel. A fear they never thought would touch them. The fear of losing you. And when a person realizes they are losing someone who truly mattered, they don't react normally. They don't behave logically. They don't do what you expect. Instead, they do something unexpected. Right now, you might be feeling distant, tired, emotionally exhausted. You may have stopped explaining yourself, stopped asking questions, stopped chasing clarity. You may have gone quiet, not because you don't care, but because you care too much and you're finally choosing yourself. And that silence, that emotional withdrawal, is louder than any argument you could have ever had. Because silence does something powerful to the human mind. Silence forces reflection. Silence removes control. Silence creates fear. When someone feels they're losing you, the first thing that hits them is confusion. They don't understand what changed. They tell themselves you're just busy, that you'll come back, that things will go back to normal. They convince themselves that you won't really leave, because you never did before. But then, they notice something different. You respond less. You explain less. You react less. You expect less. And that's when the panic begins. You see, when someone had access to your emotions, your time, your attention, they felt secure. Even if they ignored you. Even if they hurt you. Even if they took you for granted. Because deep down, they believed you would always be there. But now, you're not the same. And that scares them more than they will ever admit. At first, they will pretend not to care. They will act distant too. They will mirror your silence, hoping you'll break first. Hoping you'll reach out. Hoping you'll prove that they still matter more to you than your own peace. But when you don't, when days pass and your energy doesn't return, something inside them cracks. That's when they start thinking about you at night. That's when memories come back, not the bad ones, not the arguments, but the moments where they felt understood, accepted, safe. The moments where you loved them without conditions. The moments they didn't appreciate when they had them. And regret is a dangerous emotion. Because regret doesn't come gently. It comes in waves. It comes when they're alone. When distractions fade. When no one is watching. They start replaying conversations in their head. They start wondering if they went too far. They start questioning whether their pride was worth losing you. But here's the part most people don't understand. When someone realizes they're losing you, they don't immediately run toward you. No. First, they struggle internally. Their ego fights their fear. Their pride fights their emotions. Their past behavior fights the truth. They tell themselves, if they cared, they would have stayed. They tell themselves, if I mattered, they would reach out. They tell themselves, I'm not the problem. But the truth keeps knocking. And eventually, the truth gets loud. That's when they do something unexpected. Not always something obvious. Not always something dramatic. But something that reveals everything. They may suddenly show interest again. They may like your posts after ignoring you for weeks. They may send a casual message that means more than it looks. They may accidentally check on you. They may ask mutual friends about you. They may try to remind you of old memories. Because when someone feels they're losing you, they don't want to admit it directly. They test the waters. They want to see if they still matter. They want to see if they still have access. They want to see if you'll respond the way you used to. And here's where the power shifts completely into your hands. Because the moment they feel they're losing you, you are no longer chasing them. They are chasing clarity. They are chasing reassurance. They are chasing the version of you that loved them deeply. And that version of you may not exist anymore. This realization hits them hard. They begin to feel something unfamiliar, emotional insecurity. They start wondering who you're talking to. They start imagining you moving on. They start fearing that someone else will value you the way they didn't. And fear changes people. Fear humbles. Fear reveals. Fear pushes people to act in ways they never did before. That's why sometimes when someone feels they're losing you, they suddenly become emotional, vulnerable, apologetic, tentative. But sometimes they become colder. Because not everyone knows how to face loss with maturity. Some people react with guilt. Some react with denial. Some react with manipulation. Some react with sudden affection. But all of these reactions come from the same place: loss of control. You see, when you stop needing someone, when you stop depending on their validation, when you stop begging for clarity, something shifts energetically. They feel it, even if they don't understand it, even if they can't explain it, even if they don't want to admit it. They feel you slipping away. And that feeling triggers their deepest fear: being replaced. Because losing you doesn't just mean losing a person. It means losing comfort, familiarity, emotional safety, someone who truly saw them. And that's not easy to accept. That's why the unexpected thing they do often comes late. When you've already healed. When you've already accepted. When you've already detached. They come back when you no longer need them. They speak when you've found peace in silence. They realize your value when you stop proving it. And that's the painful irony of emotional growth. Sometimes people only recognize your importance when they feel your absence. But here's the most important truth you need to hear right now. Just because someone feels they're losing you, doesn't mean they deserve you back. And just because they do something unexpected, doesn't mean it's genuine. Real change doesn't happen in moments of fear. Real change happens in moments of awareness. So if they come back suddenly, if they reach out emotionally, if they say things you always wanted to hear, pause, observe, don't rush. Because sometimes the unexpected thing they do is not to win you back, but to ease their own guilt. And you deserve more than temporary effort. You deserve consistency. You deserve clarity. You deserve someone who chooses you before losing you. If you're feeling calm without them, if your heart feels lighter, if your silence feels peaceful, that's not emptiness. That's healing. And if they truly feel they're losing you, they will feel it forever. Because people never forget the one they lost due to their own behavior. Never.